Hello and welcome to another update video about ADA. On the ADA chart, we are still holding the support zone there in orange, highlighted in orange, but it is a weak support zone because we're dealing with support for a B wave, and B wave support levels are always weak. Why is that the case? That's the case because B waves can easily overshoot to the downside. That is just what they do, right? That's what they do. That's their job. No, they like to go down a little bit more, you know, sometimes they are very shallow, but B waves are kind of unpredictable. So that's why support zones for B waves are always very fragile and very weak. But we haven't broken support yet. Still though, this move down, it looks like a 5-wave move down now. We could say that maybe wave 1 finished here in the bearish count. Maybe wave 1 finished with this last swing low, but this is a 3-wave move down, so I'm actually considering this just as a B wave of sorts. So what are the scenarios here? Let's just remind ourselves what the bullish and the bearish scenarios are. Bullish count, yeah? A larger correction finished here on the 5th of August. That is the larger correction that started in March, somewhere up here around 80 cents. And feels like, you know, it's been like long distant, you know, distant memories. Anyway, it could be that this wave 2 finished. This is the larger correction, and we're now in a larger move up that could take us to new all-time highs. However, the first step to confirm that is a 5-wave move to the upside, as highlighted in yellow. Until we have that 5-wave move, and it's not a prediction we get it, I'm simply showing you what we need to see, so that you understand when the market is deviating from that roadmap, and deviating from that roadmap is likely because we're dealing not with an impulse, but instead with a diagonal pattern, and diagonals have a high failure rate, and only if we get 5 waves up we have clear probabilities. But even then, because we're dealing with a diagonal, it's not high confidence, but that would be the first step, getting 5 waves up. Then we can watch for a 3-wave corrective pullback. We call that a 1-2 setup, and then we can look for higher prices, yeah? So the wave 2 pullback would then be a setup, a pullback trade setup potentially. In the white scenario, that's the bearish count now. But first of all, in the yellow count, this would become less likely with a break below 33.6 cents and invalidated with a break below 32 cents, because that's a break below the wave 2 low. Okay, technically speaking, a B wave could overshoot to the downside, but that a B wave overshoots to the downside below the beginning of the 3rd wave in a diagonal is extremely rare. So it's basically invalidated then. And the white wave count will become more likely. In the white scenario, especially if we break below 33.6 cents on a sustained basis, we have confirmation that the larger correction that started in March, up there, yeah, this larger correction is still unfolding, it's still intact, and could drive us down to round about 24 cents or even 22 cents. This, however, would be too low to still be considered as a highly likely bullish scenario. I mean, even now, you know, the correction is still set to continue. What we normally use is the 78.6 retracement as key pivot. Once it's broken, especially if on a sustained basis, and that's the 29 cent level, the overall bullish scenario reduces significantly in likelihood. So again, you know, we haven't broken that briefly, yes, but not sustained below it. So it definitely will, yes, the correction is still unfolding, but it will also at the same time really make the larger bullish scenario really questionable. To give you a quick idea what that could mean on the larger time frame, we talked about that before though. On the larger time frame, it could indicate that simply here in the purple scenario on the larger time frame, we simply form one more low, or even something more bearish down to maybe even 6 cents in the larger yellow count on the larger time frame. Yeah, so there are bearish scenarios on our charts that you can get access to as silver and gold members. But for now, I'm just simply tracking here on the smaller time frame this 1-2 setup to see if it breaks or not. If it breaks, then it doesn't make a great difference because the correction is still unfolding anyway, right? So we have no confirmation that a low is in place as long as we don't see 5 waves up. So, and then the only question is, okay, it could be purple below certain levels, it will be the larger yellow count. So I'm watching for 5 waves up. They haven't shown yet. So it's quite simple actually. But I can still keep that larger bullish scenario alive as long as we're holding above the June low of last year. That's the update about ADA. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.